Okay, I am set up to drill the 256 hole. I've already drilled it. What I did was I still using the stop, so it's 125 over. Came on, picked up this edge, moved my Y in 125, and now I've drilled the hole. Now I've got to put a 256 tap in the little holder, and we'll tap that hole. Definitely want to put some LED on it now. With that little hole, this in the drill chuck. Come down and touch, and hopefully tap that hole. Alright, what's going on here? Now let's put a little countersink on that hole. And that hole down there. Don't know if I have a countersink that small to fit in that chuck. Well, just go in with my center drill. Put a little bit of a chamfer on the top of that hole. Okay, that'll help the tap get started. Come down. Touch it. Not wanting to start. I want to be careful with this tab. It's only a 2. Number 256. Okay. Here we go. One down. Now we'll take a little spritz of air, and then we'll take and rotate it. And let me see. Oh shoot, I put them on the same side, so I'm gonna have to have another different setup here. So I'll have to go. No, I won't. Be the same setup, just like that. Got ahead of myself a little bit there. So what else is new, right? And I want to do the same thing. I'll go in after I drill the hole and put just a little bit of a chamfer on that. Help get that tap started. It's actually calling out I believe a 440 screw here, but then you have to mess with the screw. itself. This way I don't have to do anything with that screw. It will work just fine. Okay. I'm take and put my tap away. These little taps, you know, you leave them in the holder and bang it around, you'll break the tap right off. So all this, especially my small ones, I take and put them away right away. All right. So what we have left to do now is I'll take and over to the bandsaw. Just clamp it in the bandsaw, come down, bandsaw that one off, bandsaw that one off, and then I'll come over here and on the mill, and we'll clamp them up somehow and mill that backside down to a nice slide fit into that guide. Because this is the cam follower, and we want that cam follower to slide in that guide real nice and be able to stay onto the cam. So I will be back when I get them all bandsawed off. It's just basically just going to be clamp it up in the bandsaw and eyeball it to where it's beyond that side. You can see that I went a little extra deep. You know, if you look at that, that's why the hole looks off centered. It's because I went further than I really needed to go because I wanted to bandsaw that off and then clean it up. So I'll be back. Okay, I have them bandsawed out, and now I'm going to clamp them in the vise upside down, and I'm going to take a small end mill, and I want to take a small end mill so I don't put too much cutter pressure on it again, and mill that down until it slides in to my cam follower slide. So we got a switch collets. I got a 3/16 end mill here with a 3/8 shank, double-ended. Not the one that I was using yesterday. This is a high speed. The one I was using yesterday was a carbide, which kind of bummed me out. That one hadn't even been sharpened yet. Alright. So, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to clamp them up like that. I'm going to get a parallel, only upside down that way. I'm going to take that stop off of there. I really don't need the stop. Do not need the stop in place. Wrong size Allen wrench. Alright. And all parallel. That. Hopefully I'll be able to hang on to them. Down in there. That up. I want to put a full radius on that, but I don't want to do it until after I get all done here. I wouldn't have been able to clamp them like this if I did that. So I'm going to just come down and touch for now. And then we'll whittle back and forth across there. And I got to get them down to 250. And right now I think they're at 300. Get my plank here. Yeah, they're a little over 300. That's why I got the flashing around it. So I'm going to have to move you back a little bit. I need to get at the crank, the knee, raise the knee up. raise it up 20 thou. I want to put the pressure back, so. Okay. Let's see where we're at here. We are at 292. And I'm going to go check the slide. So what we want to do is check the width of that. Should have just went ahead and did that over there with the height stand. Well, I'll take a guesstimation of it with my calipers, and then I'll just go on the high side. It looks like it's right at like 252. We're at 292, so we got 40 thousandths to take off here yet. And we'll take another 20. I'm not going to get carried away and take it all at once. Now I'll take another 20. And that should get us there. Seems to be pretty solid the way it sounds, and it's not vibrating or anything. About the time I say that, it'll kick it out. This is the first one, except for that distance out from the motor. Where'd my brush go? So let's see. Run the file over it a little bit. Get the burrs off of it. All right, that hopefully will slide in there. Oh, just a little tight. It'll slide. It'd go in there if I tapped it in. We don't want a tap, we want a nice slide fit, so I'm going to clamp this back up, and we're going to take about 1.5 thou, 2 thou off. I think I'm going to go with 2. I'm going to crank it up just 2 thou, hopefully. 1, 2. Crank it around this way so I don't have much of a burr then. I'm pulling the burr in, so that way when you cut that way it leaves no burr. It leaves a sharp edge, but doesn't leave a burr. Alright, so now still just a little snug. Seems like it's snug up at the top of this and not at the bottom. Maybe I need to run a file through it first. No, I'm going to take another thou and a half. 2 thou. Alright. Best of my calculations, that's about 1 thou and a half. Slide in there, damn it. I think that'll do. It once it slides a little bit in here, she'll be okay. I don't feel any shake in it, or as far as, but I might end up having to cut the top of this down anyway, because that's sticking out an awful long ways, and I'm not sure if my little guides will allow that to stick out that far. I'm going to take this and check it on the other one, see if it's the same size. Why, yes it is. So if I'm really careful, I should be able to put this one in there. I'm careful, and then cut that down. It seemed like it was pretty solid. That's when I clamped it up. So we'll just take a bit at a time and work our way through it. Oh, I gotta get. You know, I go on eBay a lot. You'd think I'd remember to order those magnets. They're not that spendy. Oh well. So I can deburr this up a little bit, and I'll hand do a radius on the end of that. Let's go see how the bearing fits in here. Go over the surface plate. Getting dizzy yet? Oh, you know what? I had them laying here and I fiddled around and moved that sheet. Oh no, here, I moved them. Alright, so there's the bearing, there's the piece. I gotta get a screw. A 256 flush head. There we go. 256 flush head stainless steel. Get an Allen wrench. I'm looking for my Allen wrench that size. It's pretty small. It's pretty small. Pretty small. Might have to take one out of the. Or do I have it laying here somewhere? I don't see it laying. Not sure what I've done with it. That's gonna go in there like that. That's gonna go in here like this. Fingers are too fat, can't get the screw started. I gotta find a Allen wrench. I can't get the screw started with my fingers. They don't wanna work. I'll get my set out here, and I think it's this, probably the smallest one. Let's see. Jeez. Hard time with that little screw. All right. Threads don't feel like they're right. Still got a little bit of a shake there. There it is, locked down. Cool. And the bearing still rolls, so I will go and get the radius on that. My search is looking for what to focus on. So that's what they look like. I get the motor over here and put it in there once. When it's all tore apart. That's there. And that will go in here. Oh, I put that bearing on the wrong side. It goes on this side. It goes on the side toward us. The only side it could go on. Got to ride on the cam, and the cam would be out toward us. Yeah, I like that. That screw centers it right up in the inside race. So that's going to work just fine. I'm going to go in there like that. And then this will go on here like that. And I got push rod material here. And I haven't made the push rods yet, but that'll go on here like that. Perfect. Eyeball perfect anyway. And I do have a small spring. I may have to take this guide and cut part of it away into like an L in order to make room for that spring, because I also want to make a bracket on here, and I'm not going to have the room that I need. Because there's room for a nut on there. I could, I suppose, put it over here. But I was thinking of putting a spark saver on there. And I was going to use the spring, the holes that I have drilled in here for the points. But I'm not going to use points. And what I was going to do is I was going to put a bracket on the push rod holding a mag. Well, I suppose I could come down and then come over. Yeah, that's maybe what I'll do is I'll put the bracket over here, come down a big L, well, actually it doesn't need to be a big L, it just comes down and it's right here, and the Hall effect will be mounted with 2 screws and be right here, so that when the push rod, when the valve is closed, it'll only fire when the valve is closed, so it gets rid of the extra spark, gets rid of all the sparks while it's in the coast position. So I think that's the easiest way. And then I'm going to put the magnet, the main magnet, on the crankshaft over on this side, and with another Hall effect. And I'm planning on making it so that I can adjust the timing, just like if you know what the odds and ends engine looks like. It has a lever right here that you can, actually it's right over here, but I'll have it over here. You can adjust the timing as it's running. I mean, you can have it running and move the timing around on it. And the only thing I have to do that is this bushing here that the crank rides on, just make a new one and have it sticking out about 1/8 or 3/16 of an inch, and that's where the bracket for the Hall effect would be on. And then when I move it, I'm moving the timing. So that's my plan anyway so far, unless I come up with something different. This keeps changing as I'm working on it. So I was thinking about putting another set of gears on it, and then I had thought, well, why don't I just put a spark saver on it, which amounts to another Hall effect sensor on this side, and basically they're hooked in series. You know, so if this one isn't closed, or you know, if this one doesn't have the magnet by it so that it's closed, then this one can't. This one can close. It ain't going to do. It's not going to do anything. It's not getting any power, because the power has to go through this one first, and if it makes it through this one, then it goes to the second one. So hopefully, I hope that's clear to everybody. But I'm sure that people that have used the spark saver know what I'm talking about. Hopefully I said that right. But anyway, what am I working on next? Oh, cam. When I come back, we're going to be setting up the NC for cutting the cam to finally get that cut and get that put on there or put it in place. And then maybe push rods too. I'm still waiting for screws for mounting the rocker arm mount. My screw, I don't have screws that are quite long enough. So I'll be back.